So it's a real honor to be here this morning, and yes, love to acknowledge the custodians of the land I'm on, Bundjalung Nation, the Arakwal people, absolute boss people who actually were one of the first in Australia to get native title, and that's why we have so many amazing national parks in Byron Bay. It's pretty cool. All from 3 women who are sisters. Pretty epic contribution. So we're just going to take a moment, just take 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so, just to set ourselves up for the day, just to start to tune in to where we're at, where we're going, where we're at internally and where we are in the world, and just taking some time to stop and connect. So with this practice, I'm just going to explore a really kind of simple mindfulness-based practice. It doesn't require you to sit in a funny position. It doesn't really require you to, chant anything. Although you feel free to get into the omming later if you want. And I might actually bring you out with a little song, just because I'm feeling musical today. So when you're ready, let's just get comfy. And just starting to tune into the surroundings. I always love to get present by just noticing all the sounds around me. Just seeing if you can detect the furthest sound now. And if you want to close down your eyes, you're welcome to. Just taking a moment to really move away from thinking mode and come into sensing mode. Where we're just sensing into our body, into the sounds around us. It's a completely different way of being. And the wonderful thing about meditation is as we start to tune into our senses, we also start to notice our mind. So if you've noticed your mind already, congratulations. Good morning, mind. How are you today? And so the main important thing to just acknowledge for the next little while is that we're actually not trying to stop our mind from thinking. We're really not. We're not trying to control our mind in any way. We're not trying to feel anything in particular. We're not trying to relax. We're actually simply trying to show up for what is actually happening in this moment. So we're simply trying to actually be open to whatever's unfolding in front of us with no resistance. So no resistance to the mind, no resistance to any sensation in the body. And this is the practice of active acceptance. It's the cornerstone, the foundation of mindfulness practice. And it's almost as if, just for the next little while, it's almost as if we come and gain perspective of ourselves. So I want you to imagine you're standing on a mountaintop, and then you start to zoom out and you can see yourself standing here from above or sitting here on this mountaintop. You can kind of see yourself zoomed out, and you're just observing your mind, observing yourself sitting here, just kind of watching yourself. And this starts to bring in our mindfulness, our observing self. So for the next little while, there's nowhere we need to be. There's nothing we have to do. There's no particular state to be achieved. We're simply going to try and become awake to what is actually happening in this moment. A radical act for us as humans. And as we sit here, I invite us to also take on the qualities of a mountain. So stable. A mountain is ancient and grounded. So allow yourself to really connect in from wherever you're sitting down into the earth as if you've been here for centuries. Tall and wise and grounded into the earth. And the weather might move around you, clouds, skies, rain, hail, sunshine. But you, in effect, in essence, are unchanging. Only superficial changes can be made to you. And likewise, our awareness, the part of ourselves that is noticing what is happening in this moment, is also unchanging. It is the part of us that is always constant. So see if you can actually turn now to your awareness itself. See if you can become the part of you that is noticing your breath. And become the part of you that is noticing your mind. What does it feel like to be from your awareness? The part of you observing. And if you've tapped into this awareness, you'll notice this awareness doesn't have judgment. It's non-judging. It doesn't see things as good or bad. They just are. And so for the next little while, we can just sit and be with ourselves and be with each other. Sitting strong and tall like a mountain. Perspective and awareness of any sensations in the body, movement of the breath. Tuning into any sounds, any senses. And there's no particular thing you need to focus on. This is an open awareness practice. Just see what you can notice for the next little while. What are some experience or sensations that you've never really noticed before? Imagine you've never been in this body. This is the first time you've arrived, and experience all there is to explore inside and outside of yourself. And I'll let you know when it's time to come out. If at any time the mind jumps in, you get lost in thought, don't worry, that's part of the practice. It's to be expected. Simply notice the mind. Thank you, mind. Unhook and come back to this spacious awareness, this witnessing of this sacred present moment. And just letting go now of the need to do anything. Notice if you're holding any tension anywhere in the eyes, the jaw, in the tummy. Just notice what this holding on feels like. Perhaps it's easier to release. And letting go completely now of the need to try anything, be anything, do anything. Just allow yourself complete surrender, non-striving, no effort. skinny love just lasts the year. Pour a little salt will never heal. My, 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 my. Staring at the sink of ungracefully. I tell my love to wreck it all. Cut out all the ropes and let me fall. Mama, my, my. Right in this moment, this all is told. And I told you to be patient. I told you to be fine. I told you to be balanced. I told you to be kind. In the morning I'll be with you. It'll be a different kind. I'll be holding all the tickets, and you'll be owning all the fines. Come on, skinny love, what happened here? Suckle on the hope and light Brazil. My, 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 my. And I told you to be patient. I told you to be fine. I told you to be balanced. I told you to be kind. Now all your love is wasted. Then who the hell was I? Now I'm breaking neck and bridges. I'm at the end of all your lines. Who will love you? Who will fight? Who will fall far, far behind? Just noticing how you're feeling. As we begin to move towards the end of our practice, see if you can identify any feeling states and give them full permission to be there. No resistance to anything arising. And just because we can and we forget, you might like to take this opportunity to just offer yourself some words of wisdom or kindness this morning. What is it that you would love someone to tell you? What would you love to hear in this moment? Perhaps just offering it to ourselves in an act of true friendship. And just starting to tune into all the sounds around you. All the birds. Start to orientate yourself in time and place, sitting back on the top of that mountain. Zooming back into yourself. And knowing that you can actually bring this perspective to yourself in any moment of the day. Just by stopping, taking one breath and noticing where you are and how you are in the moment. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Em. Legendary. I'm so grateful for the jam, Em. That was awesome.
You're welcome. It's a nice way to come out of a meditation sometimes, to have a little song.
So good.
Yeah, so if there's any comments or any observations from that practice, were you able to notice your awareness? It's kind of an interesting one, isn't it?
Definitely for a good few seconds there, and then I definitely noticed the mind again.
Yeah. So I often love to say, when I run a workshop, I often love to ask people, were you able to notice your mind? And they say, yeah. And I'm like, amazing. Well, you're being mindful. If you're able to notice your mind, you're not thinking, you're actually noticing thinking. So that is mindfulness the whole way through. And then, and then I ask the question, were you able to unhook from getting caught in trains of thought and come back to, your senses at least once or twice? And they say, oh, yeah, like I was able to do that once or twice. And then, well, you're meditating. That's it. That's all it is.
It's so good.
So thanks for having me. Have a wonderful day. It sounds like you've got amazing things planned.
Day is full and it's gonna be good, Em.
Amazing.
You now have this Zoom link, so anything you want to join in on,
oh, awesome.
Please feel free to come along.
Great. Well, I might be back a little bit later.
Absolutely. I can send you on some schedules of the day.
Amazing.
But yeah, thanks so much for your time, Em. We so appreciate it. And what an amazing way to start a Saturday. And yeah, you've got I guess people could probably head to your website if they want to get in touch with you.
Yeah, and actually I run a free Friday morning meditation every Friday at 8:30, just on my Facebook page, Emily Toner, and also on the Medibank page. It's kind of part of an initiative with Medibank. So it's a free series. It's been running for like a year and a half now, every Friday morning. So you can come and join us if you want to come and meditate. But yeah, if you want to find out more about me and any of the courses that I've made, the one I'm most proud of is probably the one that might resonate with a lot of this crew, which is the climate grief course, Overcoming Hopelessness and Fear. It's a 10-day meditation course that I'm really proud of, and will guide you through feeling through the overwhelm and into action for the earth. But yeah, that's all at my website, which is emilytoner.com. So on that sales note, I'm out of here.
Namaste. That was
Bye, everybody.
awesome,
Have a great day.
Thanks so much, Emily.
See you soon.
There we go.
It's pretty early for the Saturday morning heckles. And I'm not sure if you're joining in on this class or not, but look out. Yes, I'll be watching you very closely on your mouse. Hello.
Hi, Alice. But I do have a weird last name and first name too, actually. So I was just wondering, how do you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's Baquie. And
Baquie.
if you're French, you say Baquie.
Ah, oui. Ah.
Yeah. So, or at high school, you might be just called Baguette.
Kids are brutal. Kids are brutal.
Could be worse, let's be honest. Could be worse. Yeah. So thanks for having me. Where are you checking in from there?
Me?
Yeah. What location?
I am on the Mornington Peninsula, Bunurong country.
Beautiful. Stunning. Well, I am in Melbourne, so it's a pretty wet old day. So I think it's good to sort of do some warm-up activities before any of us get out there amongst it. So I guess I'm going to be taking you through just a 30-minute pre-run activation / mobility sequence. I assume most of your runners, is that fair to say? Runners, joggers, out there on the trails, walkers, it's always good to do regardless. So what we'll do is, I think you've just had a beautiful, quite mellow session. So I didn't want to come in guns blazing and start doing star jumps. I thought we might actually start nice on our backs, just to do a little bit of lying mobility. And then the goal with these sort of running warm-ups is we get the deep muscles going, the stability muscles going, the core, the glutes, and definitely a bit of thoracic rotation, just to sort of get the body all limbered up and active and ready to roll. Some of you are actually quite literally rolling right now, which is excellent. So you're doing your pre-run activation rolling. Outstanding. Well done, Alice. So what we'll do is, you don't need any props, just you and your mat, keeping it really simple, because that way, if you do remember some of these moves, if you are out and about to hit a trail, that means you don't need props. So if you can remember some of these moves that we do, and even if you do a few of them before your next run in your own time, I think that'll be a good way for you to get into the good habits of trying to get the body geared up for what's to come. So that being said, we'll get you starting off just on your backs. Starting off nice and easy with those knees in towards your chest. That's it, shoulders down, nice and flat through your back. And then from here, just going for a little sway of the hips from side to side. And we'll start off this pre-run warm-up with a little bit of spinal rotation, just to get any of the cracks and crunches, dust off the cobwebs on your morning. Centering up those hips, right leg will extend, and then the left knee will come all the way across. Using your right hand, just go for a gentle spinal twist, just sort of see where you're at. Try and keep that left shoulder flat. You might have got a few cracks or crunches already. Excellent. And then come back to center, knees towards your chest. Left leg will extend, right knee will come all the way over using your left hand. That's it, right shoulder stays nice and flat. And again, you might have a little bit of asymmetry left to right. So we'll try and iron out any of that by the end of this little session. And then just coming back to midline. Arms go wide, just a little flush of the knees from side to side. And we're going to begin with some hip bridges, so we can really get the backs of those legs fired up. So we tend to be a bit quad dominant when we run. We want to try and get the glutes, the hammies, the calves nice and primed. So we'll go arms up to the ceiling, heels are grounded down, knees are bent. And then from here, we'll tuck the tailbone, we'll lift all the way up into a hip bridge, just hold at the top and just sort of feel the muscles working. So hammies, glutes, lower back, and then slowly peel those hips down. We're just going to do 5 of these, trying to get a bit of spinal segmentation as well. So trying to get that spine lower, middle, upper back, and then upper, middle, lower. Perfect. Just check in with those knees when we run. You don't want those knees to knock together. You want to keep them nice and strong and parallel. So try and practice that exactly through this movement, and we'll do 2 more. And at this point, see if you can just ground your heels down, so not too heavy through the toes. We'll get into those calves shortly, but I want you to see if you can get the hammies and glutes here. We're going to lift up and hold this last one. And then from here, pelvic stability, crucial for landing. So what you want to do is hover off your right leg to 90 degrees. That's it. Keep the hips still, place it down, hover off that left leg to 90 degrees. Excellent. So the goal is here to keep the hips really level, and you'll feel the muscles on the stance leg really firing up hammies and glutes. Keep those arms reaching nice and strong. Just marching on the spot, but really slowly. Excellent. We'll do 2 more each leg, making sure the pelvis stays nice and level. Good, keep those arms really, really reaching so they're not flailing about to the sides. Keep them nice and active. 1 more each side. That's it, finishing your last one to your second side. Heels go down, slowly lower down through those hips. Just go for a little sway from side to side of those knees. All right, back of the body's a little bit warmer. We're going to come all the way up and over into a 4-point kneel position. We're going to work through a little bit of thoracic mobility. When you run, you want to keep your arm swing nice and loose, and then some glute activation. So we'll start with the arms in this 4-point kneel position. Take your right arm out nice and wide to the side, and we'll go for a weave. So take that right arm underneath. Try and get nice and low with that right ear. And then we come all the way up towards the ceiling. We're going to do 3 on this right arm. Cool, we go again, getting nice and deep underneath, ear down towards that mat. And then we reach all the way up. And let's go for 1 more. Getting all the way down. So see if you can get that ear right down to the mat. Finish that last one. And placing your hands down, nice and flat through your spine. We're going to try and get those glutes going at the same time as the core. So lift up through your belly button, right leg extends. This time, left arm will reach forwards. And then slowly place the hand and knee back down. So what you want to do is get the back side of the body here. Squeezing that right glute. Yeah, nice. But really stable through the torso. So driving through that back leg. That's it. And you want to pretend like something's resting on your lower back. Left arm, right leg. Driving that heel nice and strong. So keep that foot flexed. And at this point, just make sure the shoulders aren't coming up to your ears. And you've got 3 more here on this side. Perfect. And 2. And then last one we will hold. Little challenge here just to get the stabilizers nice and strong. Take the left arm to the left, right leg to the right. You've got 3 slow waves. And 2 more reps. Take it nice and still. So right leg just stays in line with that hip, that left arm to the left. 1 more wave sideways. That's it. Back to center. Palm comes down. Beautiful. Shake out through those shoulders. And then from here, that left arm comes out to the left. Let's get that left side thoracic. So we're going to weave underneath, just 3 of these. You want to get low, ear down towards that mat. Good. Reach and twist. And then get the eyes following as well. Eyes follow underneath the right side. And then coming up towards the ceiling. So the idea of this warm-up is to really just dust off the cobwebs, not to sort of smash you or fatigue you, but just to prime all the little muscles deep to try and get you nice and strong and keep your form mechanically stable for your run. Palms down. Good, once you finish that last one. And then drive that left heel right back behind you. That right arm will reach forwards. That's it, really drive. And then from here, slowly place it back down. You got it. And again, drive the heel, drive the arm, squeeze the glute. And then slowly back down. Now just make sure you're not overextending the leg. So you want to avoid arching that lower back. Yeah, so the second you get fatigued when you run, you tend to arch your lower back. So you want to practice keeping those lower core muscles lifting up and just using your extensors at the back. All right, you've got 3 more. That's it. And then just making sure again, upper traps, glide them down, try and practice that here. And then last rep, fingertips reaching, leg reaches back, hold that alignment. And then from here, just 3 waves to the side, right arm to the right, leg to the left, and then slowly back. So this is going to work shoulders, core, glutes, all the stability muscles around your trunk. Let's go 1 more. And then coming all the way back down, just push your bottom back to your heels and just stretch out through the shoulders, through the hips. And then speaking of which, we're going to mobilize the hips and get into some calves. So we're going to come into a plank to do that. We might as well get the core warm as well at the same time, sort of double whammy. Tuck your toes under, find yourself into a plank position. And all you're going to do here is just push your hips all the way up towards the sky, nice and tall, and then walk your heels a little bit further forwards. And we're just going to go for a bit of a dynamic calf warm up. So you're going to drop one heel and then drop the other heel. So bending and extending. That's it. So you're articulating through your feet and your ankles. See if you can really drive your heel right back. So you're just getting a little bit of a stretch down the back of your leg, but also activating the muscles and joints in the feet. All right, we're going to go a little bit quicker. When we're running, we're not going to be going this slow. So for the next 10 seconds, I want you to just go down and up and down and up, just getting a little bit of blood flow to the backs of those legs. Perfect. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What you're going to do here, walk out into a plank. So step your hands further forwards, step your right foot between your hands, and then we're just going to let that left hip drop down. Keep that left leg straight, reach that right arm up. We've got 3 arm rotations here. So again, working into the upper body rotation while stretching through that left hip. 2, and let's go for 1 more. And 3, opening up the hips so you can get those nice high knees. Back into your plank position, stepping straight through the other side. Left foot between the hands, right hand stays down. Right hip just drops a little bit, right leg straight. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. And then slowly back down. You've got 2 to go, so keep that right palm nice and steady. And here we go, you've got 1 more. Nice long reach all the way up. And then we come all the way back down. Place that knee down, and all you're going to do here is just roll out the wrists, and we're going to get it into the nitty-gritty of the glutes. So you're going to come onto your left side, and we're just going to do some rotators for the hip, and then we'll come to some functional work. So hand on the hip, extend that right leg nice and straight. And the goal for this is not to smash the glutes, but to try and get them primed. So you want to go for some circles about the size of a dinner plate with that heel. We've got 20 seconds each way, taking it nice and slow, and then just keeping those traps down. Yeah, good. Circles are a good way for getting the glutes just because it gets all of the muscles really deep within the hip pretty quickly, as you'll notice. And if you're not feeling the glute, take the heel a little bit further back, open up the hip flexor, and go slower and smaller. You've got 4, 3, 2, and let's go the other way. 20 seconds the other way. Good, nice and steady. And you should just be able to feel a bit of warmth happening, a bit of activation through that right side hip. Cool. And it's all very well to get our glutes going lying down. We're certainly not going to be lying down when we're running. So we want to then take this glute activation into a more functional standing sequence shortly. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just tap it out, roll straight onto your back. Take your right foot over your left knee. Just go for a quick little stretch. So we want to warm up the muscles at the same time as limbering up the joints. So just pushing that knee away just to sort of get those hips ready for your session. And then grab the knees into your chest, both of them. Tuck your chin in, go nice and tight into a little ball, come into some flexion. And then we're just going to get into those hips. So extend the right leg, keep a hold of the left knee. And then switch, grab the right knee, extend the left leg. So we're just switching from left to right, from left to right. You want to pull the knee a little bit wider to the side. Yeah, just to help to get that range. So you can pick up your knees, pick up your feet when you're trying to do any heel work. That's it. Or if you're trying to go a little bit faster, you're going to need that knee drive. You're here for the next 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet come down. Little shimmy from side to side through those knees. And we roll straight on over onto our right side for our left side glutes, just to get the pelvis nice and balanced before we come to some functional work. Left leg extends, and as you do it, flex the heel. And then from here, we've got 20 seconds of circles both ways, nice and slow. Yeah, that's it. Try and relax the right leg. Keep the hips really stacked. Keep the shoulders down, and that elbow really primed there underneath you. Good one. Remember, you can take the heel open and a little bit further back just to get that hip flexor to switch off. And go slower and smaller to get deeper. You have 3, 2, and 1. Let's go the other way. 20 seconds the other way. That's it. And you should just be feeling a little bit of activation in that left side hip. So you want to get all those muscles nice and steady so when you land, your pelvis doesn't drop from side to side. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, beautiful, 2, and 1. Tap it out, just enough to sort of wake them up. And then we come up onto our knees. That's it, step your right foot forwards, keep your left knee bent. Just start off with a little hip flexor stretch, so tuck the back toes under. And then from here, just hinging forwards at the hip. So you just want to open up the hip flexor, just to get a bit of range. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling, up and over. And then we come all the way back to our start position. And then we go again. So you hinge your hips forward, you lift your left arm up and over, open up the hip flexor. And then we come all the way back to our start position. And let's go for one more here. So 3 where we lift up and over. Get a bit of length down that side body. And then from here, back to our start position. All we're going to do now is just hover off that back leg. And what we're trying to do now is go into a lunge position. Take your hands by your sides just like you're running. That's it. And then from here, I just want you to go for some running man arms. So it's a static hold of those legs. You're trying to get the right leg booted up. So right glute nice and strong. And you're just running through those arms. You've just got 20 seconds in total here, these running man arms. That's it, just trying to get that nice relaxed posture, but your legs are definitely working, all those tendons static hold. That's it, you've got last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and stand all the way up to the top of your mat. That's it, and then from here, still standing on that right leg, we have 5 Arabesques. So all the balances down the side of that right side, you're going to take your nice slow lean forwards. That left leg will hinge back. See if you can touch towards the floor. And then lift that left knee straight up to your chest. And the first one might be a bit sort of wobbly. You might need to take a slightly slower second rep. But you want to drive through your left knee as you lift. And take it slow as you lower down. Fingertips reaching to the mat. So you're getting stretch and you're getting strength activation for this one. And when you land on one leg, you've got all your stabilizers working, your feet, ankle, knee, and hip. So I'm going to practice getting these ready for your run at this moment. You've got 2 more. Trying to keep those hips nice and square. And then last one. Get that nice quick knee drive. So you want that nice high knee, feet come down, and then glide your chin to your chest. Come all the way down into a slow roll down. Grab the elbows and just go for a little sway side to side. You got it just for 3, for 2, and 1. Place your fingertips down. Step your left knee back into your lunge position. Keep the toes tucked. And then from here, we repeat on the other side. So tuck the tailbone, right hip flexor opening now. And then that right arm will reach up and over to the left. That's it. And then coming back to your start position. So two things going on. You've got to reach and lean, so you're getting that side waist, but you've also got that right side hip flexor. So you want the range in the hips as well as the strength. And then we've got one more here, pushing the hips a little further forward to reach up and over. And then back to your start position. From here, just make sure the knees aren't too far apart. Tuck the back toes under. And then keeping the hips nice and square. Just hover off that back knee. Yeah, that's it. Isometric hold for the legs. Elbows nice and loose. And then from here, just gently coming through those running man arms. Yeah, so try not chicken wing them out to the side. And try and keep the arms really relaxed. Just kind of got, yeah, that's good. Nice, and a little bit up towards your sternum. So the hands come a little higher. That's better. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stand all the way up. Nice and steady. Give those legs a little shimmy. Straight into the single leg balance part. So hovering off your right leg, coming into those Arabesques. So start to slowly hinge down, fingertips reach towards the mat. And then don't forget that right knee drive and lift up towards your chest nice and quick. And so you're slowly hinging down, that right leg comes back. And then nice and quick, knee to the chest. So you're getting stability on the left and you're getting that drive activity on the right. Couple more here. Yeah, nice. And just taking it nice and slow so you get a chance to the feet, all the little muscles in the ankles to strengthen as well. 2 to go. And then last one. Take it nice and steady. Finishing that last one, feet come down exactly as before, but with a wider foot start. So step to the edge of your mat, tuck your chin in, and then slowly roll down. You got it. That's it. Quick little ragdoll. So just for a little flush side to side. And then from here, just take your right hand to your left ankle. And then just reach and twist left arm up to the ceiling. And then we go back to our start position, left hand, right ankle. Reach up towards the ceiling. So just get the hammies a bit limbered and the thoracic spine a bit mobile. Right hand, left foot, left arm, reach and twist. Make sure you look to where your arm's going. You've got 3 each way. Left hand, right ankle, right arm, reach, twist. 1 more each side. That's it. Finishing your last one to your second side. You got it. And then place your hands down, come onto your knees. Widen your knees. We're just going to go into a bit of a child's pose position. I want you to tuck your toes under though. So really, really get those feet stretched. And I want you to reach the hands forwards. Yeah. And then have a little sway here from side to side. So the toes tucked under just means that you're stretching through your plantar fascia and through the feet a little bit. Have a little sway from side to side with your arms reaching. And then make your way up onto a kneeling position, but ideally with your toes tucked under. So just having a little stretch of the calves and Achilles there at the back. That's it. And then from here, hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. And then gently start to open up through the chest. Relax through the chin. So when you run, you often end up a little bit round shouldered. This is just going to open up through the chest and the ribs, but at the same time, stretch through the feet. And you're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty, just come back onto your backs. Grab your knees in towards your chest. That's it. And then from here, just have a little sway from side to side, exactly how we started the session. So just a little shimmy. And what I want you to do is just take that right leg nice and long, just as it was before. Take the left leg across the body just as we did prior as well. And then just see if you've got a little bit more range. See how that lower back feels, see how the hips feel, see how the glute feels. And ideally, you've got a little bit more movement through the back, spine, hips, knees to your chest. Let's try the other side. Left leg will extend. And then the right knee will come all the way across. It's a little spinal twist. And hopefully at this point in time, you've got just a bit more range. And the more range you've got when you're running through the hips, the less you have to swivel through your torso and the more efficient you'll be. So it's worth doing a few minutes of mobility and strength before you head out onto the next trail. And then arms wide, knees bent. Just go for a little rock from side to side. And on that note, I reckon you're almost ready to go out and get amongst it. If you're brave, take a brolly with you. Excellent. So you don't need to do a lot to sort of make it an effective mobility and activation session, but it does make a difference. So you can see the start versus the end. You usually feel a little bit better, a little bit more primed, ready to go. Thoracic spine, the middle back, and the hips are my go-to, and a little bit of foot and ankle work. And it's all you need.